Coming up on World's Greenest Homes. In Germany, a sustainable house with nothing to hide.
We are not shy to show naked.
And in New Zealand, a home that lets the outdoors in.
We always emphasize this indoor-outdoor living.
While in Switzerland, an architect finds a way to maximize all that alpine light.
We can perfect control the climate.
Join us as we visit the world's greenest and most extraordinary homes on the planet. Welcome to Hamburg, the largest seaport in Germany. It has more bridges than Venice and Amsterdam combined. And while beer consumption remains steady, green architecture is on the rise, thanks to a government with a green conscience. Located on the Elbe River in northern Germany, Hamburg has been named Europe's green capital, and not just because of its numerous parks and gardens. This city is serious about respecting the environment while enjoying an ecologically friendly way of life. 11 miles outside the city is a unique box-like 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom eco-house built in 2007. Contrasting the industrial stark exterior is an inviting 1,400 square foot green home. The main living and kitchen areas rest slightly below ground level in the passive solar-filled bottom half. The walls and floors of the 3 light-filled bedrooms are made from ecologically harvested timber panels. The site was chosen to take full advantage of its green surroundings. What do you do if you want a 2-story house and the building code only allows for a single story? Well, if you're a family man who's willing to experiment, then you think more than outside the box. In fact, you think underneath it. Henning and Anna Voxmuth and their 2 children love the idea of living together as a family in an open space with a small carbon footprint.
We always wanted to be compact just to use not that much energy.
Along with architect and old friend Tim Schoenberg, they came up with an inventive design that uses eco-technology and clever engineering.
We are trying to accommodate people's needs, basically. If they say we want a greenhouse, we do a greenhouse with them. If they say we don't want a greenhouse, we say, well, why don't we also make it green?
This is just a huge open space.
It's one space where we can do whatever families does. We cook, we eat, we play.
Look at the windows, it's all about the view in the glass. Why was that such an important feature for you and Anna?
Well, this is a compact house. It is not that large. And therefore, it was very, very important for us to have this transparency so that you get the imagination of a lot of space and the freedom and air and light. But it still remains a small house. So we got both worlds in this design together.
The German government is actively reducing energy consumption and encouraging green architecture. Almost every home now has double-glazed windows, and despite their size, these are no exception.
The idea to have those large windows here in the basement, we tried to arrange them that way that we got the most possible advantage out of it. So the sun is starting in the morning over there, and that's one of the reasons why it was clever to have a large window over there. And about noon, when the sun stands very high, it comes more from that direction. We have a smaller window over there. And when it goes to the evening, we have that large windows over there to get most out of the evening sun as possible. So it's always the feeling of being a little bit outside when being here.
Local building codes only allow for the construction of 1-story structures, and that created a huge challenge.
But we said, no, we want to have 2 floors. So we pushed the building a bit in the ground, because this doesn't count as a full story. This basically counts as a basement. But having so many windows, it doesn't feel like a basement.
So essentially that you manipulated the law to your advantage?
No, we followed the law, but in a very creative way.
The home is also heated by geothermal energy. To access this constant heat source, they drilled down 250 feet and inserted a vertical pipe. Fluid is pumped down, heated by the Earth's internal temperature, and pumped back up, heating the home through radiant tubes in the concrete floor. What was the motive to build, essentially, an eco-friendly home?
It was that we wanted to build something that is clever engineered and that is efficient and that is sustainable.
So it's part of daily life to live ecologically. If you have the technology, use it, but don't make a big issue out of it.
The prefabricated interior walls and ceilings are made from engineered timber, a sustainable, eco-friendly material.
So we have a solid timber board, and this timber forms the entire structure, yeah? And it's actually key to hold the building up, but also to perceive the space or to feel the material.
So because they're solid slabs and these are structurally integral to the building without beams in the middle here?
Well, the walls are the beams. So, and because they're solid, normally you have a timber frame with studs or insulation and plasterboard planks, but we wanted to be able to feel the material, the wood, yeah? Because it's just painted. So we basically killed two birds with one stone by having, okay, this is the structure of the timber, but also it offers you a nice surface, and it's good to hang pictures.
But the room does have its challenges. How do we even get up there?
The original idea was to add one of those ladders you have in libraries, but it is amazingly expensive to build such thing for this height, and therefore we decided that we do it another time.
I think all the boring books are up there.
The upstairs level is designed so that all the bedrooms are open and flow into each other. Technically, this is one level, steps everywhere.
Yeah.
Talk about that design element and why that route.
The upstairs place is very open, so it's maybe too open for a normal way of living. So to create this sense of privacy, we said we have to separate individual spaces from each other by creating steps. So you go a step up or a step down, and then automatically you go from one room into the other.
The bedrooms have large windows that look toward the garden and back into the living space. All this natural light reduces the need for artificial lighting. I have young children right now, and you don't have to worry about privacy, but what about when your kids are teenagers?
We may have to rethink, yeah. But I mean, the thing is, when you're building a house, you're always building it for your life situation that you have in the moment.
Right.
And if that situation is changing, you have to rethink.
In the master bathroom, they used a non-toxic paint with locally sourced stone tiles. The low-volume shower head and dual flush toilet allow for minimal water usage.
The atmosphere reminds me somehow to a cave because it is painted dark and we used a natural stone which is dark as well. It's a very nice step in between sleeping and getting awake.
In line with Henning's wish for all the spaces to be open to each other, the bathroom also has a connecting window overlooking the kitchen.
We are a family and are not shy to show naked to the other. So that's why it's not a problem. But I don't use the shower if we have guests.
The kitchen door leads to the terrace. The exterior cladding is made from 5 layers of spruce wood. Combined with interior insulation, energy efficiency in this house is 200% higher than most other homes.
We have, I think, quite a green structure because it's just the raw material of the timber boards spanning across, which you can, if you want to, recycle quite easily.
So where's the front door?
And you see those steps which are guiding you to the front door. The construction workers just did that concrete thing and we found it quite nice because it follows again the shape of the house.
So we go up the stairs, but how do we prevent from falling off? Like, how come no railing?
It's easy, you have to be careful. We were toying with the idea that it might be nice not to have a railing anywhere, and so it didn't happen somehow. And then we decided that it is nice it is, and we don't
Anyone
want to
ever
have...
fall?
No, not yet. Our goal when we thought of building this house, it had to do with things like sustainability, like being a small house.
But then another green feature, which is not of technical nature, is, I think, it's important, the social aspect. When the family is happy living together, it's a long-term happiness for the family. Well, for me, that's green.
So is there anything else I should know about?
Well, we should talk about beer, because we have quite a lot of breweries here. Prost.
Very nice meeting you. It was a good,
Yeah,
good
it was a
fun.
good tour.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Lowering your carbon footprint may seem hard, but it's a whole lot easier when your inspiration is right outside your window. We now move across the Pacific Ocean to the Green Islands of New Zealand. Filled with lush vegetation and endless beaches, the country has some of the greatest natural habitats and most amazing coastlines in the world. Here in their largest city, Auckland, which has been nicknamed the City of Sails, the million-plus inhabitants get the best of both worlds, urban living at nature's doorstep. Built in 2006, this modern 2-story, 1,500-square-foot home includes 2 bedrooms and 3 baths. The exterior is clad in 90% recycled steel that can withstand the salty spray from the nearby ocean. Dozens of double-glazed windows mean there's loads of light to illuminate the stylish open-concept living space, an ultra-modern kitchen and entertainment area. Upstairs is one of the home's most fun features, an observation bridge designed like the front of a ship. Raymond Q wanted a home with a low carbon footprint.
I want my house to be friendly to our environment and to maximize the natural resources. In New Zealand, we always emphasize this indoor-outdoor living.
Architect and friend Johann Bernhardt built the home following a simple eco-strategy.
I don't want to do anything that's not sustainable. And that's my specialty, and that's all I do.
Welcome to my house. Now we are now at our main living area. We have got a dining area, sitting, and a kitchen over there.
Numerous eco-efficient windows that extend all the way up to the top floor are a big part of this home's energy saving. The double glaze helps retain the passive solar heat.
What we have in New Zealand, it's a tropical climate that lends itself perfectly to passive solar design principles.
Another of the home's solar passive features is the thick concrete flooring.
Passive solar design gives us all the heat we need in winter to keep our houses warm, and we can also make sure that in summer these houses keep cool.
For insulation, Johann turned to a local sustainable material.
We use wool because this is what we have in New Zealand, plenty of it. We even used recycled wool to still have a well-insulated house.
The ultra-modern kitchen is fully equipped with energy and water-efficient appliances. And like the rest of the home, it has easy access to the outside.
This place is also a center of entertainment and social life in this house. I can pass my food and wine and drinks to the guests outside in the garden while I'm doing cooking.
Bringing the outdoors in is a theme Raymond wanted expressed in every room's design.
This tree is a little sentimental connection. This tree used to grow just about where it is in the garden. So I actually placed this tree in this exact location to remember the old garden.
Our tour continues up the winding staircase to the second floor, which carries on the indoor-outdoor theme.
Once I open the sliding door, I can bring the outside world into my house. On my right, you can see the Auckland Harbour Bridge and Auckland Harbour, and beyond that, there's Auckland City skyline.
And from this vantage point, he can also see all the way down to the main floor.
There's always not only horizontal connection between all the spaces, but also vertical.
The upper floor includes a comfortable modern lounge, displaying accents from Raymond's Chinese heritage.
And I really enjoy doing my reading in this lounge for the view, for the privacy, and for the sense of calmness.
A great eco feature is the bamboo floor. Bamboo replenishes more quickly than tree wood, so it is a better sustainable choice. Also on this level, we find the elegant master bedroom. Johann designed this space to further enhance cross-ventilation as a means of naturally cooling the home.
We have got 4 sets of windows, and all provide very cool, calming, refreshing air.
A rainwater catchment system supplies water for the sustainable garden below.
The plants, they are low maintenance. It requires very little care and attention, and it works beautifully.
When we designed the house, we tried very hard to maintain the existing vegetation, to disrupt it as little as possible.
And Johann incorporated this green approach to Raymond's favorite spot, his outdoor patio.
We were focused on using renewable materials, and the deck timber is plantation-grown pine. No maintenance and long living, those are very important aspects.
This great eco-friendly home really comes to life at night.
Oh, this outdoor area means a lot to me. We entertain a lot here. It's just fabulous.
Patio living, bright open spaces, a bridge? This green home has demonstrated that with imagination and invention, anyone can bring the outside in. Next, we're going to one of the most beautiful and wealthy countries in the world, Switzerland. Nestled in the natural beauty of sparkling lakes and rolling hills, the innovative city of Zurich stands as a beacon for business, science, and culture, and of course, chocolate. And who can forget the majestic Swiss Alps? Comprising of almost 60% of the country's total area, they provide some of the best skiing and hiking trails in the world. On the doorstep of the Swiss Alps is the tiny village of Domadems, where curiosity leads to research and invention. Built in 1996, this 3,000 square foot home has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The exterior is almost made completely of translucent glass. Inside, the open concept living. dining and kitchen areas enjoy that amazing view. Out back, a 5,000-gallon lap pool. And on the roof, solar panels for electricity and hot water. The owner and architect has called it Solar House.
This house has much more than only a green perspective. What is very important for me as architect is that it has absolutely new aesthetics.
Dieter and Marlies Schwartz and their blended family of 5 have taken a daring approach to green living.
It's very personal. An architect makes his soul transparent. It shows more than like you think. It shows completely like you feel. This building was one of the first zero-emission buildings in Europe.
Every time I come down the street and I see this house, it's like a small, little, tiny, shiny princess.
Hello, Marlies. Dieter.
Hello, you must be John?
I am.
Hello.
Coming up here, you could think this is a greenhouse inside, just because it's so unique.
This house is so translucent and very, very charming. Even I like to clean it.
The home's glass structure uses an innovative honeycomb layer designed to retain heat more efficiently than regular glass.
This is really the perfect situation for a solar building. Cold temperature and a lot of sun. We heat it not with warmth, we heat it with solar light. To control the solar gains, you need to store them. For this, you need very heavy materials, and concrete is the most heavy construction material.
The concrete walls are key for keeping the house comfortable.
With this technique, we can perfect control the climate.
The fully automated blinds are part of that control system, working to retain energy. Equipped with efficient appliances, stainless steel countertops, and sleek wood cabinets, the kitchen blends perfectly with the home's modern decor. Why did you choose maple for your cabinetry?
Maple gives us the very beautiful contrast to the concrete, and it makes the room very bright, because maple is one of the brightest colored trees.
The kitchen also includes a useful energy-saving element.
The water is completely heated by solar gains. We have a solar collector on the roof.
The command base controlling most of the home's eco-features can be found in the basement. So all your technology is down there that controls your solar panels, the heating system, everything.
Exactly. Also the storage, the water storage from the collector, the heating pump for the heat water, the ventilator for the fresh air. It's all necessary to, at the end, to have a complete building system.
The fully automated approach has proven to be the best sustainable option.
So this means that we can give the electricity back to the net, and we have no energy bill.
Upstairs, the loft-style master bedroom sports the same solar passive design as the rest of the home. Thick, heat-storing concrete walls and floor-to-ceiling translucent windows.
It's the way I like to live, with this open space.
But Dieter, you've got young kids running around. I mean, how do you have the private moments?
We discussed this point. We have the problem to separate the living room, but we decided we prefer this open space. Privacy is not the only point of view.
Because we don't have sex, you know.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Time to move on. One thing they do have is a pool.
Wow, Eli!
Which uses filtered water collected from the roof.
We have natural elements like the concrete, like the water, and I think this is also a philosophic part of the sustainable design.
You drive by this place, you've got the solid glass panels, you would never know there was a garage there.
Yes, this is the idea, this is a little bit the philosophy of the whole building, that we don't demonstrate technique. I think it's very important in our time that we realize the true elements. For example, sun is a very important element, water is another one, concrete, a stone is another one. And we, as architects, try to bring them together to a new lifestyle.
In every way, Marlies and Dieter's solar house reflects their commitment to sustainable living and original, innovative design.
Can we have a glass of champagne?
Can we have a glass? Where have you been? We've been waiting.
You like very much good wine.
Yes, I've seen.
It's also part of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Stored solar energy into fine wine. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. The space very open. Not much privacy going on here. How do people react to this?
They just don't ask. You're the first.
I'm the first to ask about the most intimate moments that you guys have, and it's all on display?
Yeah. I mean, they look at it and they think there are things, but they don't ask and don't talk.